So let's talk about the content system that every marketing agency should be building. So kind of want to go through a few different sections in this video and talk about how you can actually utilize content to book more calls for your agency. A little bit more about me. So I've been working with marketing agencies for the past 12 months as a B2B content writer slash marketer. And through this experience of working with founders and B2B business owners, I've picked up quite a few patterns and kind of want to talk about them today to essentially talk about how to actually put this content system in place, what it should include, and why it should be there. So let's talk about this. And the first one is the main core belief. So a lot of agency owners that I speak with just post randomly. There's no intention behind it. It's just post and let's see what happens. There's no strategy behind it. But the main core belief is that content shouldn't just be random posts. That's one of the main core ideas that I want to get out there. Every piece of content should have a role in turning attention into clients. It's as simple as that. Because what's the goal of the content that we're posting for your agency? Well, essentially we want to book more calls. It's as simple as that. We want to get more business, get more calls booked on the calendar. And the best agencies build a system where content attracts, nurtures, and converts. And I speak to a lot of agency owners and they talk about what's the point in posting. I don't get the reason for it. You know, my paid ads are converting well. I get a lot of referrals and it doesn't really seem necessary. Maybe they even rely on outreach and maybe that's working. But what I will say about content is not only do you get the most qualified leads from content, but you also get the highest quality leads as well, especially compared to things like outbound. And the three main things you want to actually do with your content is to educate, build trust, and build authority. So the reason why most agency content doesn't work is kind of what I touched on earlier, is that most agencies create content without a clear strategy, and this obviously isn't the way to go about doing it. Maybe they post on LinkedIn, make some videos on YouTube or Instagram, send some emails to their newsletter, but nothing really connects. And this is quite common, especially in the B2B space. More content doesn't fix the problem. Let's make that clear. More content does not fix the problem. It's about quality. You know, you don't want to be posting for the sake of posting. Quality over quantity, in my opinion, is quite important because you want to treat content like it's an asset. You know, you could post a video today, 12 months down the line, if it's an evergreen video, which they should be, it could book a call for you. So, you know, it's all about thinking long term as well. That's the strategy you want to do with your content, is to do it evergreen. The issue is not volume, it's having the right system. And there's usually three categories that agency owners slash founders fall into when it comes to content. I've touched on this before in some reels that I talked about, but essentially the first category is they don't post at all, which obviously is not the right move because you're missing out on your best marketing channel in a way. The second category is they post whenever they have time, whenever they have any ideas that they want to put out there. Maybe they post on LinkedIn once a fortnight, or they post a YouTube video maybe once every couple of months, or they post an Instagram reel whenever, you know, a cool story happened that they wanted to share. But obviously, like I said, content isn't something that you just treat like a hobby. It should be a clear system and you should be giving it the attention that it deserves. Otherwise, it's not going to bring in the best results. And the third category is they delegate internally. This is something I've seen firsthand. Maybe an agency owner will delegate their content to one of the copywriters in the team, and then all of a sudden they're juggling tasks. And again, this obviously isn't the right way because content then isn't getting the right attention and the amount of attention that it needs to get the results you want. So let's talk about the content ecosystem. Every channel has a specific job. YouTube builds trust and authority. Those are the two main things you want to get from YouTube. LinkedIn keeps you visible. It's all about getting more eyeballs to your business. That's what you want to be doing with LinkedIn. And your email newsletter, that's what nurtures. That's what we want to do with that. We want to nurture and obviously book some calls from there as well, get people over the line. Your VSL converts interested prospects. So your VSL is all about increasing conversions. Each piece supports the others. So it's not as if it's random cogs in the system. They all complement each other. So, it's all a content ecosystem, keyword ecosystem. So real quick though, if you do want some help to build your own system, if you want help building a content system specifically that consistently attracts clients for your marketing agency, check the top link in the description, and yeah, we can go from there. So yeah, let's talk about YouTube. This is the trust builder, the foundation of the entire system. So we want to educate your ICP before they ever book a call. That's one of the key systems you want from YouTube, is to educate as well. You want to show your expertise, your opinions, and how you think. This is how you actually build a connection with your ICP, is through long form content. And YouTube also builds deeper trust than short form content by far, because if somebody's willing to sit down and watch a 10 to 20 minute video of yours, they're obviously going to be more engaged than somebody who scrolls and sees one of your reels and maybe scrolls past after 30 seconds. It's a much different connection. And YouTube also attracts the highest quality leads because people already understand your approach, and it turns strangers into warm prospects. I speak about this all the time with agency owners. YouTube is by far the best channel to be posting on because you get the best quality leads and the highest quality leads as well, the most qualified. So YouTube is definitely the most important part of the system, I would say. If you had to only post on one, I would definitely recommend YouTube, because if you give it the right attention, if you post the right type of content, and if you put the right amount of effort in, YouTube is going to bring in a lot of your business. I've seen this firsthand with agency owners. When it comes to content, YouTube by far books the most calls. So it's definitely the most important cog in the system. Then you've got LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is like the authority builder. It keeps your brand in front of your ICP consistently. Like I said earlier, LinkedIn is to kind of get more eyeballs to you and your business. You can turn your ideas into daily touch points, build your personal brand and credibility, reinforce the lessons from your YouTube content as well, so you can even repurpose, which is something I do with the founders that I work with, and it creates familiarity over time. But that's a big one. You can repurpose ideas. If you have a YouTube video, if it's like a 20-minute video, you can obviously take that transcript and you can make 20 LinkedIn posts on that one video. That's something I talk about a lot, is actually repurposing ideas and turning them into 10, 15, 20 different angles for a LinkedIn post, for example. So that's a really smart approach that you can take with that as well in terms of ideation. And then email, which I like to call the relationship builder. Most agencies lose potential leads after someone visits their website because they're not capturing them the right way. So if you use a pop-up to capture attention and collect emails, you're obviously going to increase conversions and convert more of this traffic into email subscribers, which we can then send regular newsletters to and campaigns to as well to nurture these leads. It's also to stay top of mind until prospects are ready. Some people maybe don't have the budget right now, or it's just not the right time for whatever reason. This is the best way to stay top of mind. If you're popping up in somebody's inbox a couple times a week, you're staying top of mind, and that's key in this industry. And it turns existing attention into future opportunities. You've got to think long term with this as well. But yeah, email, I think, is kind of underlooked. A lot of agency owners, for example, maybe one of their services are email marketing. And I've spoken to agency owners before, and they're amazing at email marketing for their clients, but they're not giving their brand that same energy, that same attention. Whereas, you should be doing that for your own agency, because, okay, it's different to e-commerce, for example. It's a much different industry because this is B2B, but you should definitely still be growing your email list and sending emails, because you already know the power of them if you're an agency owner. And then let's talk about the VSL as well, which is the conversion asset. So this converts more of the traffic your content generates. It explains your process, approach, and offer before a call, answers common objections up front, helps prospects understand why they should work with you, and makes the sales process easier because prospects are already educated. So a VSL, obviously video sales letter, is the best asset you can create, especially if you're driving a lot of traffic to your website or your landing page. You should definitely have a VSL in place for this reason, because it's going to convert more of that traffic into booked calls. And again, you don't really need to record it that often. Maybe you want to redo it every 12 months or so. You know, you don't want it to get too outdated, but this is a very evergreen asset that's something I see a lot of agency owners don't actually have in place. A lot of marketing agencies, I go to their website, if I'm doing an audit, for example, there's no VSL. And this is a huge missed opportunity. They're pumping all this money into ads, driving all this traffic there, but they're not really capturing it. So a VSL is the best way to do that. And then in terms of how everything works together, like I say, this is an ecosystem. So YouTube brings the right people into that system. LinkedIn keeps building trust and awareness. Email captures and nurtures those relationships. Your VSL turns interested prospects into booked calls, and the system compounds as every asset continues working together. So there's 4 main pillars to this content ecosystem. You've got YouTube, LinkedIn, email, and your VSL. If you have all of these in place, you're gonna see some good results, especially long term. VSL, you definitely want to have one of those set up. You should be posting on YouTube. Typically once a week is a good amount. LinkedIn should definitely be posting every day. And email, typically I'd recommend sending 2 to 4 email newsletters a week, but you can even go up to 5 as well. So the main takeaway is just to stop treating content as individual posts and to build a system where every channel has a purpose. This is the big, belief you should take away from this, is it's all about systems. It's all about assets. We're not posting for views. We're not posting for likes. We're posting to actually convert this traffic into potential customers. That's what this is all about. Because like I said, the goal, we don't want views. We don't really care about views. Okay, it's nice if a video gets a load of views, especially on YouTube. If a video that you post on Instagram maybe brings in loads of followers, this is amazing. Or even engagement numbers. Okay, it's nice if a LinkedIn post performs well, gets a lot of impressions. But this isn't the ultimate goal. The goal is consistently attracting the right clients, booking calls, and actually converting this traffic into potential customers. So if you want to learn more about this, in terms of working with me, this is exactly what I do. This is exactly my offer. I work with marketing agencies as a B2B content writer and marketer to help use content and utilize content into a profitable marketing channel. So if you want to learn more about this, check the first link in the description and you can find out a lot more about what I actually do and how it can apply to your agency. So that's pretty much everything for this video, and yeah, like I said, check the link in the description, and for now, I'll see you in the next video.